The left's hatred of Donald Trump is getting people hurt and killed. And sadly, I have to report to you tonight, there is more to come. Whether it's the flooding in Texas, the demonization of ICE agents, or talk of President Trump ending elections forever, the left appears to hate Trump more than they care about America. We'll start in Texas, where, as you've heard from Brian and our reporting throughout the day, families are grieving. First responders are still frantically searching for those missing before the floodwaters have even fully receded. There is more than 100 people dead, many of them children, 10 kids still missing. And yet, even before we knew how many people were missing, a number of Democrats and much of the media blamed the tragedy on Donald Trump.
Learning that there were significant staffing shortfalls at the National Weather Service's offices in the region.
The Austin San Antonio office is missing a warning coordination meteorologist due to the Trump administration's buyouts.
We have heard from some officials, including at the National Weather Service Union, that are downplaying the role that these vacancies had.
But the White House here taking a really defensive posture on the idea that anything that President Trump did hurt the people in Texas.
They are taking an aggressive posture because those accusations are objectively untrue. There is zero evidence that cuts at the National Weather Service impacted the response. Zero. A Weather Service meteorologist told the Associated Press they had extra staffers on the night of the storms. Politico, hardly a pro-Trump outlet, said the same thing. Absolutely zero evidence after looking into it. Still today, days after that came out, I got a push alert on my iPad from CBS News promising coverage of weather staffing cuts affected forecasts. They did not. Everybody knows that. Full stop. Yet, the blame continues. Further south in Texas, police say a man ambushed ICE agents outside a Border Patrol facility in McAllen. He had an assault rifle, along with hundreds of rounds of ammunition. A police officer was shot, and then the assailant was shot and killed. Why is that important? Because the attack came just days after Congressman Pramila Jayapal said this.
So I keep telling people, this is why it's so important that we stand up. Some of the most inspiring things have been when people encircle courtrooms and refuse to allow ICE agents in.
So it should be no surprise that in Los Angeles, 90 National Guard troops needed to go in to protect ICE agents carrying out an operation in a park. They had to bring in reinforcements because of what politicians are saying. For example, LA Mayor Karen Bass, who showed up at the park not to see what was going on, but to demonize law enforcement.
What I saw in the park today looked like a city under siege, under armed occupation. And I have to tell you, spending many years traveling into conflict areas, you know, it's the way a city looks before a coup.
I'm not sure what conflict zone she's been to, but I have news for the mayor. I covered the Egyptian Revolution, the Libyan Civil War, a few Gaza wars, and the Russian invasion of Ukraine on the ground. She has absolutely no idea what she is talking about, and she actually showed up and tried to stop the ICE agents in the park. Her comments and what she is calling for, what the Congresswoman was calling for, are in line with new Axios reporting that should scare everyone. And this is their headline, not ours. Democrats told to get shot for the anti-Trump resistance. The grassroots wants more, some of them have suggested, meaning Democratic congresspeople. What we really need to be doing is to be willing to get shot when visiting ICE facilities or federal agencies, a third House Democrat told Axios. A fourth House Democrat said constituents have told them civility isn't working and to prepare for violence to fight to protect our democracy. The late, great Israeli Prime Minister Golda Meir said of the Middle East, it's true, peace will come when the Arabs will love their children more than they hate us. Let's change that around. Perhaps in America, peace and progress will come when liberals love America more than they hate Donald Trump.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.